Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am just getting started over here. I've been creating content for a while over on Instagram. Over there I share some fun and cute videos of my own pets as well as tips on how to grow over on Instagram. And I am finally taking the leap to sharing it here on YouTube in longer form content over in short 30 to 60 second clips over on Instagram. If you see me look over here, I do have notes, so I make sure that I touch a bunch of different talking points, but let's get into it. If you want to become a pet influencer in 2026, you do not need 100,000 followers. You don't even need 50,000 followers. A perfectly trained pet or thousands of dollars worth of camera equipment. I am currently filming this on my iPhone. I'm sure you can tell the quality. Do I have a fancy camera? Yes, because I used to be a photographer. But the majority of my content that you see is filmed on my phone. What you do need is a pet, your phone, and a reason for people to care about the content that you are creating. And honestly, a willingness to post even when nobody is watching. I've been creating pet content for years, and I've turned it into paid brand deals, gifted products, travel opportunities, gotten to go to events and expos, and more importantly to me and to what a lot of people that see content creation and want out of it is being paid. So I have actually made money from this. So if I had to start a pet account in 2026 from zero, no followers, or kind of restart, refresh an older account, here's exactly what I would be doing. 1, figure out what makes you and your pet or pets interesting. Don't just make an account that is a bunch of cute photos of your pet. Yes, cute photos are great and they're great to have to share with others, but what you need is a reason for people to want to follow your account, to want to engage with your account. What makes you and your pet unique? That is the first thing. Because let's be honest, there are millions of cute pets online. I think my pets are super cute, so do many others, but I also follow a bunch of super cute pets as well. But it is what made me follow them that is what matters most. And it's always more than just them being super cute. One question you can ask yourself is, why would anyone follow my pet, or why is anyone following this pet or that pet that you see online? Think of your favorite pet creators. Why did you choose to follow them? And then think about the content that you can create, that you can share, what makes your pets unique, and turn that into your content. So for me, I have an adventure cat. If you go onto my Instagram, you get to see that my adventure cat Sparrow is always out adventuring, seeing some of the best views. I have dog people who tell me she is more well-traveled than their own dogs, or than even maybe they are. And so for me, that's what makes my content unique, is that I do have a cat who goes hiking, who knows how to walk on a leash, and is just a very social cat. Maybe you have a senior dog, maybe you have a new puppy and you want to share all of the ins and outs of owning a puppy. Maybe you're a dog trainer and you kind of want to create content around training your own dogs, or help people to train their dogs without having to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars to a professional dog trainer. If you are a professional dog trainer, it's a great way for you to grow your business, pitch yourself, but also create content that keeps people engaged and wanting to come back over and over again for more. Are you someone who has a dog who does a lot of fun sports? You can always share that kind of content as well. All of these things are going to be unique to you and your animal. So it can even be something as simple as just having a multi-pet household. I have a multi-pet household, but you don't see all of them shared amongst my Instagram. And that's just because some of them aren't as interesting. I have dogs, I have cats, I have ferrets, I have reptiles, and I have fish. So what you see in the day-to-day is mostly my dogs and my cats. You do occasionally see my ferrets as well, but what you don't typically see are my reptiles. I follow some super amazing accounts because they have reptiles, and I enjoy that kind of content. But again, what makes it unique to you? And that is where you want to go. So the majority of my content currently, right now in August of 2026, you will see my adventure cat content. That is basically my number one. You'll see occasionally service dog content, but right now that's not my main focus. You'll see dog training, you'll see traveling, and the other main focus of my account right now is fostering. I currently have a mama cat and her 3 kittens, If you want to learn more about them, you go see one of my previous videos I have posted about them, and I'm going to continue posting about them here on YouTube. But you also see me sharing some of our favorite pet products, why I like them, why we use them, what made me buy them. I share all of that. And you just get to see a little bit into my day-to-day life every day with my animals. The second thing you're going to want to do is pick your platform. Do you want to sit there and focus on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube? Facebook is a huge place that people go to find pet content. Again, each thing is kind of going to have its own highs and lows. I'm mostly going to be focusing and sharing content on growing through Instagram because that is my more expertise, that I have grown my Instagram account to over 30,000 followers, and it has turned into my full-time job over there, creating content around my pets and for brands. This is going to turn into a whole series, but yes. So short form, I have learned, is great for discovery, while long form gives you something where I can actually teach you guys a lot more. So that is why I'm breaking into YouTube for the long form content. Long form allows you to tell stories more in depth, where short form, it's shorter stories and usually not super in depth. The number one thing is you do not have to wait to have a following to start pitching brands, to start wanting to grow your audience, to start creating content. If you wait till you have the followers to create some really good content, it's never going to happen. The followers are going to come based off the content that you are creating. And absolutely experiment. It is going to be your number one thing, is being able to experiment and see what kind of content people are preferring that you're creating. Number 3 is to stop waiting to have the perfect equipment. You don't need a drone, you don't need a fancy camera, you don't need a 360 camera. Those are investments you can make down the road. If you have them already, fantastic, that gives you a great opportunity. But again, it is absolutely not needed. I'm filming this on my phone, as I said earlier. The majority of my content, I'd say at least 90% of the content I share and film over on Instagram is filmed on my phone. But that 10% would be pulled off my camera, and that I usually pull out for photos more than anything. Occasionally when I do travel, I do use other cameras and setups, but again, at least 90% is filmed on my phone. So realistically, you only need to have your phone. So just start. Begin with what you already have. You don't need all the lighting equipment. You don't need all of that. Upgrade your equipment when your content creation actually gives you a reason to. When you are making money, when brands are wanting you to have a specific setup, rent gear. You don't always have to buy it. You can probably find a local studio that you can rent as well. I do that out here where I live. I have a good friend who is a photographer and videographer. He does amazing work, but me and him will collaborate. So I have access to a studio space whenever I need it, but also I can pay him to help me create certain content as well when I need it. 4 is create content that people can get something from. Storytelling is going to be your best friend. Cute content is great, but you need to give people a reason to follow you, to want to engage with your content. You want to make them laugh, you want to teach them something, you want to show them a product that they haven't seen before, that they're like, oh my gosh, my pet needs that, they would benefit from that so much. You want to take them somewhere, you want to tell them a story. So I take people places through my Adventure Cat hiking content. I show people different places where they can hike where we live and in our surrounding states. If you can help someone solve a problem, that's also great. So you can do a lot of research on all of this, or think of a problem that you have had in the past, or maybe that you are currently having, that you are working through. Share that. Share the struggles, share the highs. You want to share it all. This way they have a reason to follow you on your journey as you go through everything. Honestly, I feel like some of the easiest content are things that you are already doing with your pet. Do you make, mealtime fun for your pet? Share that. Share that. Do you use lick mats and have that kind of enrichment? Are you doing daily enrichment for your dog or your cat? Create content around that. Create content, maybe you do bike joring or you do fast cat. Can you create content around that? Absolutely. That gives people a great way to learn about who you are and the journey that you and your animals are on. Another great thing that you want to do is create repeatable content series. So maybe it's things I wish I knew before getting a kitten, or things I wish I knew before adopting a adult or senior cat. Maybe it's testing different pet products so that the viewer doesn't have to test them. You can test them and you can give your opinion on them. Things that you may have already purchased, things that you like, that you don't like. Share those pros and cons. There's also Dog Trainer React. So if you're a dog trainer or even a cat trainer, because those exist, share some little tips and tricks, help people learn different things. For me, I'm fostering, so I'm sharing my fostering journey, so I can do, come foster these kittens with me. If you foster cats or dogs, you can share that journey. It's a repeatable series that you could do week after week to share with your audience so they keep coming back. You have to do whatever makes sense for you and your account, because honestly, I can't tell you what kind of content to create. I can give you those ideas. I'm happy to bounce ideas off of you, whether it's here on YouTube in the comment section, you messaging me over on Instagram. I love helping creators grow and helping to help you to hone in on everything that you are wanting to do. You also have to think that one idea shouldn't be just a one-off video. That one idea you can turn into 5, 10, 15, even 20 videos, depending on what the idea is. There's different ways you can film things, different angles and all of that. Use it to your advantage. Number 6 is do not obsess over follower count isn't everything. It's probably one of the biggest misconceptions about being a pet influencer. You don't have to wait till you're a huge creator and you have 10,000 followers, 20, 30, 100,000 followers. It doesn't matter. You can start working with brands as a creator with probably as few as I'd say 500 to even 1,000 followers, because brands are going to be leveraging you, the content you create, and your audience. If you have a very engaged audience, brands are going to want to take advantage of that and use it to help them grow, but it can help you grow. Although brands do care about followers, like I said, they care about the engagement in your audience, content quality, whether you fit their product, and whether you can create content that they can use. A smaller creator with the audience that a brand or company is looking for can be very big for you. So if you have an adventure cat and you come across a brand that creates a lot of gear for adventure cats, your audience that is wanting to learn about adventure cats, that's wanting to learn how to harness train and interested in buying those types of products, your audience is now super going to be interested in the content that you're going to create. That brand's going to want to connect with your audience as well through you and your channel and your platform. I hope that kind of made sense. Start treating it like a business as soon as you start, because if you wait for it to start to feel like a business, you may never get there. So start treating it like it's a business as soon as you start. Create a separate creator email. Ideally, it'll be one that matches your account and username. Keep track of all the brands that you are talking to, that you pitched, the dates, if you secure it, who you spoke to. All of that information is going to be very important in the future when you do start securing more and more brand deals. Make sure you are looking at your analytics, you are saving them, so this way you can go back and reference posts that did really well and recreate those, find the posts that maybe didn't do so great and see, okay, what can I change about this to hopefully make it better, and then reshare that. You want to learn about basic usage rights. Another thing you want to start to research as you begin this journey is creating a media kit. And then definitely learning the difference between a brand giving you a free product and a brand paying you to create content for their product. There's differences. I will be creating a whole playlist on all of this stuff as well. So if you made it this far, keep an eye out for that. I do have a PDF that kind of goes over all of that, but again, let's talk in the comments about all of that. And you don't need to have all of this figured out, but starting to learn early in your journey is going to be key and very helpful. Number 8 is actually talk to people. Social media is about being social. So if you are posting and ghosting, that's not super helpful. If you are not engaging with other accounts, no one's gonna really feel obligated to engage with yours. Ideally, the goal is being social, making friends, and you guys can all then engage on one another's content and support each other, and having that support system to keep going is absolutely wonderful. So goal is to talk to other creators, reply to comments. The faster you can reply to comments, the more Instagram is likely to push your content out into the algorithm, so more people will see it and hopefully get that engagement. If you are using brand products and they are active on socials, tag them in that content. You want them to see the content that you are already authentically and genuinely creating. If you can hit the requirements to go to pet events like Super Zoo, Global Pet Expo, CatCon, all of those different things. They have them all over the world. There's all these different things. Definitely try to go. Again, follower count isn't everything, but a lot of these events do have minimum requirements that you do have to reach and achieve. You want to genuinely build relationships without asking or expecting anything in return. So let's say you know you're following accounts, you shouldn't be expecting them all to follow you back. You are commenting, you are engaging. Again, it's going to take time to be seen, and you shouldn't expect them all to comment back. And just because they don't comment or follow or engage back is not a bad thing. Keep up that work, and eventually your account will grow. You're gonna have to expect this to take time. You're probably gonna make videos that flop. I still do constantly have videos that just don't do well. It's going to happen. You're going to lose followers. I gain and lose followers all day, every day. Honestly, it is completely normal. Just because you see a few creators that just explode doesn't mean that's not going to happen for you. It definitely can happen. You're going to wonder why something you spent hours and hours making only got 400 views, while a random video that you spent like 30 seconds making gets thousands, if not tens of thousands of views. Again, welcome to content creation. You cannot control what videos take off. You literally have no idea. Hooks are very important in your content. Keeping viewers engaged and the duration that they watch is all very helpful and helps signal to the algorithms that people are interested in this kind of content. But again, you can get, who knows, a lot of views but not a lot of comments. You can get a lot of comments but then you don't get a lot of views or shares. Again, it's a learning experience. So if I were starting from zero on a pet account in 2026, my goal wouldn't be to become famous. My first goal would be to make about 50 pieces of content and figure out what people actually respond to. Then I'd make more of that type of content. And if your goal isn't just growing an account but actually making money from the account and working with these pet brands, that's a completely different conversation. I'm making another video breaking down exactly how I get pet brands, including pitching brands yourself, what you actually need before pitching, and why you shouldn't automatically say yes just because somebody offers you a free product. So subscribe if you want to see the next one, and until then, have a wonderful day. Bye guys.